It's 7 o'clock, 7:05 that is, sharp, about time to start tonight's River Signal Radio Hour. We're broadcasting as always from the bow of the Channel Princess Riverboat, and this Sunday we're here in the legendary Muscle Shoals, Alabama. We'll begin tonight out on the main channel. Wait, no, it was too windy out there, so I guess we'll start tonight on the river. Next to the channel, the Cypress Creek, thank you very much. In the shadows of the shoals, and then slowly we'll make our way towards the Mystery Lighthouse.
All along we're going to be here live, offering up what you river travelers need to know. The bends and mud banks, the hitches and snags, flora and megafauna and megafungus, and every other treasure and peril from there to here and here to there.
Attracted to the strange signals emanating from the Mystery Lighthouse, the Channel Princess has now spent many days orbiting around it, as the voice of the lighthouse resonates over the airwaves.
And as the evening darkens low, how bright, through the deep purple of the twilight air, beams forth the sudden radiance of its light, with strange, unearthly splendor in the glare.
With no way into the lighthouse, no visible doors or hatches, we can only imagine the source of the transmissions. In the meantime, we'll keep you up to date on the comings and goings, and make a few signals of our own, with help from some new friends, including Doc Daly, Susan Rowe, keeping us company out here on the deck.
People like to talk a lot about what they had and what they ain't got. A lot of things been said, things been done, blood's been shed, wars they been won by someone I never claimed to know it all. Said slow, sad songs and alcohol, but I know. You're my Alabama daydream. You're my Alabama girl. You're my Alabama daydream. You're my Alabama. Ba ba da da ba 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 ba. People say a lot of things, like what they think about you and me, and I know sometimes it's hard to breathe as long as this heartbeat said me. It belongs to you, my dear, you see. You're my Alabama daydream. You're my Alabama girl. You're my Alabama daydream. You're my Alabama. Ba ba da da ba 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 You're my Alabama.
The river signal.
They come forth from the darkness, and their sails gleam for a moment only in the blaze, and eager faces, as the light unveils, gaze at the tower and vanish while they gaze.
River mile 332, the slag furnaces at Oyster Shoals.
Downstream river travelers on Gavin Spur should be potentially seeking out backwaters this week. The channel is nearly blotted out by a line of scrap barges running all the way to Wolverine. There's no sign of linesmen or crew, just a long line of twisted metal parts heaping high to the sky. Several downstream shortliners told us the backwater is all due to a routine maintenance at the furnaces.
River mile 280, advisory in effect. Seek alternate routes.
We never got a chance to get close enough to see for ourselves, but we could hear their strange sounds out on the signal.
Do you ever wonder what you started or the pain you left behind? Do you ever try to play with toys instead of hearts and minds? Could you ever start to see it? The error of your ways, the silver on your tongue. Every time you turn and say, I didn't mean it. That's just my bad. I never meant to make you sad. No, I just can't help it. Hoping I'm mad, just young and dumb. My radio, oh, what am I? What is this? Another tally on your list. I don't think you even know my favorite color. I move closer, you move back. I give up, then you attack. Oh, why don't you let it in? I just can't do this again. I didn't mean it. This is my bad. I never meant to make you sad. No, I just can't help it. Hope you're not mad. Just young and dumb. My radio, no. I didn't mean it. This is my bad. I never meant to make you sad. No, I just can't help it. Hope you're not mad. Just young and dumb. My radio, alright. I'm not surprised you can't look in my eyes. I'm running away, so you hold me tight. I got my back, I know that I don't need you. How could I lose someone I never knew? I'm not surprised you can't look in my eyes. I'm running away, that's why you hold me tight. I got my back, I know that I don't need you. How could I lose someone I never knew? I didn't mean it. This is my bad. I never meant to make you sad. No, I just can't help it. Hope you're not mad. Just young and dumb. My radio. I didn't mean it. That's just my bad. I never meant to make you sad. No, I just can't help it. Hope you're not mad. Just young and dumb. My radio.
slide in next to you if you don't mind.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, bring it in.
Into your studio. Thanks so much for being on the boat tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we got to see the last night out at an incredible showcase here in town, and we're just blown away by your music. So glad you're here. You were telling me a little bit about that song before we got on the boat.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
Sure, man. Radium is one of my favorite songs, and it's one that is probably one of my favorite songs as far as storytelling is concerned. There was somebody very close to me that told me about how they used to be, and then I thought about how it would have been to be on the other end of that. So Radium is a song that really tells about basically a cycle of going through it with a person, and it's like there's always that push and pull, and you know that they may not really be that great for you, but just keep coming back. So in a way, Radium is almost like a pet name. You're calling somebody your Radium, you know. They're just not quite that good for you, but they're always around, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I listened to the lyrics to that song, and I've got something I'm going to be reading a little bit later. That was I picked it inspired by this.
Yo,
piece you
wow.
just played, so.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you're working on an album right now, right?
I am. I'm working on an album. It's called Subject Matter. It's a album that's not necessarily a story album, but more of a thematic album. Everything on there has something to do with like those times of like growing up in school in some way. I mean, some of the tracks include Substitute, Reading, Mathematics, New Kid, Star Pupils, but it's really a fun one. There's going to be a lot more variety on that one.
Awesome. I love that kind of container for an album. Excited to hear more off of it. Well, we're going to hear another song from you in a little bit, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks again for being out here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, now we're going to head up to the top deck to hear Morgan, I believe, play a song.
While I listen to the radio, a gentle memory comes to me slow. In this moment, I can only pretend. Can't help it to think what could have been in Colorado. Won't you heal me up just fine? Only Colorado on my mind. I've been places far and wide, seen mountains break down and cry. Wishful gypsy, well, I've done my time. I've got no money or home in my sight, just Colorado, Colorado. Won't you heal me up just fine? Only Colorado on my mind. As the sun sets across the sky, tears well up in my eyes. This ain't sorrow, this is love. My sweet freedom, I'm so grateful of. Oh, Colorado, Colorado. Won't you heal me up just fine? Colorado, Colorado. Won't you heal
Thanks so much, Morgan, for playing that beautiful song, Colorado. Bear with me, y'all, while I adjust the microphone so it is near my face. All right, so thanks again, Morgan, for that one. And just transitioning into a little bit of help for all you first-time rivergoers out here on the Tennessee. You might be wondering, can we swim in that thing? You've likely heard, after all, about the snapping turtles and the saber-toothed heron and the frequent blubber spills. And to you we say, yeah, all that stuff is definitely down there in the water, and we swim in it anyway. Ever since we hit the Tennessee, we have been swimming constantly, day and night, and it has been good, as river swimming always is. But this last stretch of river, from Huntsville down to Muscle Shoals, has been night swimming heaven. Every day this week, we've motored for hours into high winds and thick heat, and by nightfall, we are usually woozy and cranky and covered in an inch-thick film of sweat, motor oil, and saltine dust, which I'm modeling right now, actually. But every night, by dumb luck, we found ourselves at the mouth of a cove that is small enough to keep away the mega yachts of the select men, but big enough that the river still flows and stays a few degrees cooler than bathwater. So we strip off our clothes, dive into the still black water, lie on our backs and float through the dark, staring at the night sky, counting constellations, listening to the gurgling monster sounds bubbling up from the riverbed. One of those nights, the night we arrived here in Muscle Shoals, we heard some gurgling that sounded a bit more melodic than what we were used to, so we poked our heads up on the water. And over one of those shoals, we saw a silhouette, and that silhouette was holding a guitar.
Take it or leave it is what she heard. She turned around, never saw him again. She never thought she'd be strong enough to stand up for herself and get out of that mess. It was a starry night. That car was traveling. On your own she could breathe again. When you find your wings, there's nothing like flying.
That was Doc and Susan playing on the front deck. Incredible. As we motor down the creek, away from the shoals and towards
River Mile 281, the Mystery Lighthouse.
Steadfast, serene, immovable, the same year after year, through all the silent night, burns on forevermore. That quenchless flame shines on that inextinguishable light.
The river signal.
For whatever transmitter hides behind those steep concrete walls. Still, at night, with your ears under the surface, you can make out a faint sound from the depths.
Took off for Chattanooga, had to be drunk to say I love you. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. Caught a game at Alabama, kissed some chick from Alpha Gamma. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. You moved up to cold Chicago and never once asked me if I'd follow. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. I found love in old Virginia. Mama says love's found within you. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. Let me tell you, darling, it's a good thing. Never knowing what might lie ahead. I write songs 'cause I like hearing you sing about the love I made up in my head. Said we'd meet Arizona, couldn't drive there in my Tacoma. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. Spent the night in New York City, missed my flight and wrote this ditty. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. Drove down into Mississippi, it didn't feel right, but you still kissed me. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. New Orleans to Dauphin Island, broken hearted, can't stop crying. Nothing ever happens how I want it to. They say finding love can be a danger. You never knowing what might lie ahead. It's first we're friends and then we're perfect strangers. Stranger things have happened in my bed.
That was Wanda on the front deck. We're lucky to have her aboard. She really helped us make sense of this stretch of river. Anyhow, let's see. We're
River Mile 346.
It's coming up on time.
Slag barges back up to Triana.
That's right. It's about time for our very favorite Fix-It show, our very own internal Fix-It show that we produce here in-house in Boat. It is Splish and Splash for Boat Talk. Take it away, boys. Take it away.
Very out of tune banjo and Splish and Splash, the Paddle Brothers. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is where we talk about boats, boat repair, and hey, what you got there, Splashy?
Well, Splish, it looks like we may have received a bit of fan mail.
Oh,
A
boy.
corked bottle just floated up with the initials SS printed on the label.
SS, maybe it's addressed to the Sultans of Swing.
Or the Spencer sisters.
Could it be Shel Silverstein?
Let's just open it and find out. Dear Splish and Splash.
It's for us.
It sure is, having listened to your previous episodes in which you purportedly offered meaningful advice on boat maintenance. I've come to note a disturbing pattern of fanciful hubris in the content you provide. That is to say, nothing you have said is true, but rather a stream of nonsense bubbling forth from... This is a very erudite letter. A lot of big words in this one.
Must be another PhD. Those are the people that watch our show, and I don't like the sound of this at all.
No, definitely not. It goes on. To my knowledge, radiation cannot trigger the mutation of a water pump impeller.
False.
Okay, all right. There are no oil... I wonder who wrote that. There are no oil-drinking weasels, and you certainly cannot crossbreed a dachshund with a rubber dinghy. Please refrain from spreading misinformation and provide real advice for a change. Sincerely, PP.
Wow, I feel slighted and perplexed. The indignity that one of our own fictional characters would accuse us of simply making things up. For the sake of Mr. PP's own existence, they should know better than to question their creator.
Especially live on the air before our fives and fives of loyal listeners.
Who are also a thing we make up.
Well, at least our moms are listening.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Mom?
Well, let's pretend that letter never appeared and take a caller. Hello, you're on Boat Talk.
Well, howdy, boys. This is Bob from the Isle of Lilliput.
Home of the Lilliputians? That's not a real island, Bob.
Well, if you say so. I didn't write the script. Anyhow, I got a little hiccup with my homemade boat.
Well, it just so happens we are the formative experts on ragtag rivercraft. What you got for us, Bob?
Okay, I made this boat by strapping on an old gas mower to my porcelain bathtub. I used the mower's cutting blades to push her like a prop. I call it the clawfoot clipper.
What a strange thing. I never would have dreamt that up.
No siree. She's one of a kind. Anyway, I've been having some trouble since I did a little modification. You see, lawnmowers have this built-in safety mechanism on the handle that you got to keep squeezing. Otherwise, the motor just stops cold.
That's probably so you don't lose control and go shredding your daisies.
Or your garden gnomes.
Right. But it makes no sense on a boat, constantly squeezing that lever every which way you go. So I traced the cable line and found that it's attached to a little rubber brake on the motor shaft. I popped the brake off, but she still won't start unless I squeeze the lever. What's the deal, guys?
Well, Bob, living on the river, I don't have a strong sense of mower mechanics, having no grass to tend to.
And even if you did, I'm sure you'd let it grow wild if that mop on your enormous head is any indication. Oops, sorry. I'm getting a call from my mom. I gotta head out. Can you finish my part read?
Sure. Well, probably so, but despite my inexperience with these machines, I'm willing to make a guess that your mower safety switch doesn't deactivate just a brake, but also cuts the current to the ignition system. Basically, when you let go of the safety lever, it closes an electrical connection and grounds out the spark plug, killing the motor. And once that motor is disactivated, that brake you removed quickly stops the rotational inertia of the blades, saving the gnomes just in time.
Well, that makes perfect sense. So what do you think the workaround might be?
Well, I suggest you wire a little toggle switch in there to replace the safety lever, and then you can just flip it on, kick back, and let her purr.
Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate you. Perhaps I'll see you downstream, if indeed you really do exist.
Who knows? We might be doing this whole shot out of an office cubicle in South Pittsburgh. Or perhaps we're just a figment of your imagination. Well, either way, you've curiously expended another precious daylight hours listening to our show, and you can do it again next week. Just don't paddle like my brother. And don't paddle like my brother!
The startled waves leap over it. The storm smites it with all the scourges of the rain, and steadily, against its form, press the great shoulders of the hurricane. The seabird wheeling around it, with the din of wings and winds and solitary cries, blinded and maddened by the wind within, dashes himself against the glare and dies.
All the things you've made me feel, not sure if it was real. The memories we've had make it hard to know if we were good or bad. I know that someone out there has a plan, but what happens when we fall and a possibility. Could've learned to see how you see. Could've learned to be how you be. But would that even change anything? Feels like I tried about everything. 1 second feels like we flying, and then I feel like a boomerang. How would it go if it wasn't you? If we both know what to do. When tensions start rising, we get to fighting feelings and hiding. No, Lord, you're lucky it's you. You're lucky that I just can't help myself, and I don't wanna see nobody else. And I care more about you than my health. I know you're bad, but you're a flame that burns so good. I know we can, but I don't think we should. We forget to breathe, oh, we forget to cry. We forget that tears are just a sign that we're alive. And still we have the heart to get up and try again. We're only human. We're only human. We're only human. We're only human.
Shoals, upstream travelers should watch out for strong currents coming down past the bluffs.
I was sure on the front deck. Thank you so much. What a wonderful time out there.
Well, I hope everyone is having a swell evening listening to all the wonderful vibrations radiating from the Channel Princess and beyond. Yet we, the invasive humanoids, are not the only noisemakers on this forgotten backwater. Let us now turn our mics to the surrounding wilds and listen to the enchanting music of the local fauna. Dusk is a special moment here on the river. As we ease away from the day's heat, local life forms start to stir. The first to emerge is the common beaver turtle. Where is the common beaver turtle? There it is, there it is. For me, this call of this tiny insect is the epitome of summer nights, lulling me to sleep with its song as I rock in my hammock. Hear that, beaver turtle? There it is, beautiful, beautiful. And now, behold, the rancorous call of the East African blue-beak owl. Beautiful, an enormous nocturnal amphibian, who by the pitch of its voice is desperately seeking a mate. Ah, right. What a rare treat. And what have we here? The elusive North Alabama purple cricket. It has joined in, and although its call is often mistaken for a bird, we are actually listening to a rare flying reptile called a cricket, whose presence indicates that the river is indeed in good health. And now it sounds like two chupacabras. Two chupacabras are at odds just inside the trees of the shoreline. These giant mammals are top predators, and they often try to make a meal of one another. And just like that, the battle is won. The creature will return to its den with its dinner in tow, leaving us in the still night air.
so much, y'all.
Thank
Let's
you.
maybe step up to the mic together.
Oh, yeah.
All right, talk to
Thanks
you
for
both.
having
Yeah,
us.
Susan, join us. Okay, yeah, thanks so much for being here. You all been playing together for a bit, right? Susan, you were telling me for a little while.
Yeah. A long time, like at least a decade or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were talking a little bit before the broadcast as well, just about you know, the three of us just arrived here and we've been blown away by like how huge the music scene is in a place that's so relatively small. It feels like the concentration here is just what every other person must be this exceptional musician. And
Pretty much. Yeah.
I know you've been playing in town for a while, so I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about kind of like how and when that started to take off, the modern music boom here.
Yeah, well, growing up, I was into music and stuff, and started playing my own stuff, and there was nowhere to play. And this was, in the early 2000s, late 90s, and so I would hit the road and go sleep on people's floors and couches and play in the cities and around the region and then further. But we just never had a lot of local venues, so it's hard to harbor a big scene. But, like maybe 10 years ago, we started having just more people moving here because they heard of the mystery of the shoals and this kind of thing, and harbored a few new venues. And Jamie Barrier from the Pine Hill Haints, me and him grew up around each other, and we still joke when we were in a really packed room, like, who are all these people? For 20 years there were only 20 of us, and now there's hundreds of us. Which is pretty shocking to go through that feeling. But yeah, like 10 years ago we started having all these nice young musicians coming in that were super talented, and things are just blown up. But we can still only keep about one venue open.
Oh yeah. Good luck opening other ones.
Yeah, we've had up to 3 at a time, but it's pretty rough. It's pretty spread out crowd.
Pretty hard to coordinate. Yeah.
Right.
You gotta have just the one. Simplifies things.
Right.
Well, thanks so much for being out here.
Thank you so much for having us, River Signal.
So much.
Thanks, Brian.
Inspired by that song, and also, as I mentioned, by a journal song a little bit earlier, there was something that I wanted to read. And gosh, it feels like such a tough act to follow all these musicians, but I'm going to read a piece that has to do with relationships, with love, lost, and actually just lost. So it's this piece called 3 Rules for Goodbyes. 1. You cannot say it only once, or it doesn't count. In fact, you must say it at least 34 times, but never to her. Say it in a letter you won't send. Say it at a bus stop under your breath. Say it as a question, and then, when this goes poorly, say, it was only a question. Say it to overhead birds, to the lone log floating in the river, to the stone you toss over that log and into the water. Hear that stone go plunk. Watch it spit up a tiny foam, then disappear, just as easily as you hoped it would. 2. Don't ever actually say goodbye. When the time comes, talk instead about t-shirts, about unpaid bills, about the half-finished carton of eggnog in the fridge. Talk about all these things, then put them in a box or a bag and carry them out the door you will never pass through again. You will want to say goodbye or good luck or I will always love you. You won't. There are rules. 3. You know the third rule. And really, it's not so much a rule as a ritual, a daily practice, or maybe an hourly one. For the rest of your life, it is. Opening boxes and doors, opening lips and closing them, tossing that stone into the river day after day, and waiting for some sign that it's hit bottom.
Love is patient, love is kind. Love can make you lose your mind, and love makes you wanna shout at me. So I don't wanna talk no more. You can try to ask what for, but you'll never get it out of me. Love hurts worse when you're the one who's falling first. I can read between the lines like I do from time to time and find I I don't know what's happening. When you hear the things I say and ignore them every day, I pray I can keep from maddening. Love hurts worse when you're the one who's fallen first. Fooled me into, told you it's true. All that I do feel. Love is hell, but it's alright if the pain is what you like. And I know it might be not the same for you, but I've been broken down and saved by a thing we call heartache. And all that I can really say to you is love hurts worse when you're the one who's fallen first.
A new Prometheus, chained upon the rock, still grasping in his hand the fire of Jove. It does not hear the cry, nor heed the shock, but hails the mariner with words of love.
The river signal.
Why, thank you, Doc. So, it looks like we've got just enough juice, I believe, to keep our signal up for another song or so. Actually, just one song, so I'm going to invite my good friend Reed to come down here and play it with me. We felt inspired to play a song by Doc Watson originally, I believe, called Deep River Blues, because that's the first time I ever heard of Muscle Shoals. It appears in the second verse, and it's always been a kind of mysterious place to me, one that I've been excited to visit. So yeah, we're going to play a Doc Watson song called Deep River Deep Liver Blues as well.
Deep Liver Blues.
So let's trade sides here. I'll knock you out with the mic.
Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Let the rain ride right on, let the waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. My old gal's a good old pal, she looks like a waterfowl, and I got them deep river blues. Ain't no one to cry for me, fish all go out on the reel, and I got them deep river blues. Yeah, right. me back my old boat. I'm gonna sail if she'll flow, as I got them deep river blues. I'm going back to Muscle Shoals. Times are better there, I'm told, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Here I go. If my boat sinks with me, I'll go down, don't you see? 'Cause I've got them deep river blues. Now it's time to say goodbye. If I sink, just let me die, 'cause I've got them deep river blues. Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I've got them deep river blues. Let the rain come right on, let the waves sweep along, 'cause I've got them deep river blues.
Well, here we are. Thank you so much, everyone who's on board tonight. Thanks for the songs and the stories. It's been such a sweet night out here on this riverboat. And I just want to thank all of you out there who spent your Sunday night listening to this show. The River Signal is written and recorded aboard this Channel Princess riverboat by Brian Benson, Galen Huckins, and Reed Lustig. Let's, once I finish this giant list, give a hand to all of our amazing performers. Doc Daly and Susan Rowe, Wanda, Morgan Jones, and Journal. Huge hand for everybody here on board. And so many people came in to help at the last second that I'm afraid I'm going to forget a name. So just yell a name at me if I miss one here. But I want to give a special thank you to Kelly Chappie, who originally introduced me to Wanda, who introduced all of us to everybody on this boat. Thank you so much to Christina Byrne, who's holding the camera that I am looking at right now. To Will McKenzie, who is out in a dinghy somewhere holding a camera as well. And especially to the staff at Express Care of the Shoals, who helped us, came me with some ear-related complications potentially related to all that night swimming. We will be back next Saturday, August 2nd at 7 Central, broadcasting live from, honestly, we are really not sure, but it's going to be somewhere beautiful in Western Tennessee. To watch that broadcast, watch a replay of this one, and find more videos, stories, and rumors from the trip, go to riversignal.com. And now we will conclude, as always, with the ceremonial dinging of the bell. Susan, would you like to ding the bell for us? All right. Yeah, let's do it. Woo! All right, thanks so much, everybody.